Carla channeling. I am Hatonn. I greet you in the love and the light of our infinite Creator. I am one with each of you. It is my privilege to, inaudible, with you, and it is my privilege to speak through this instrument. I am aware that there is a question about what you call a UFO sighting. We are not aware of more than one sighting. We find in the mind of this instrument that a sighting has been had by one of you, with which we did not have a part. We do not know without consulting records what it was that you saw. However, we assume that you would be interested in knowing of the one which we are aware. The patterns which were drawn in the sky were drawn by a member of the Confederation of planets in the service of our infinite Creator. We indulged ourselves at that particular time and for the general purpose of sending a reason inaudible. It is very seldom that this situation is possible. A specific type of attitude must have been nurtured over a fairly long period of time in most cases. However, the attitude of accepted inaudible was present, and so we sent a reason inaudible. Are there any questions? Questioner: how about the other two people that saw it? Inaudible. Hatonn: within these two persons, this sight was a neutral experience. It had no negative or infringing nature because there was no type of message which was sent forth to either of them. Having nothing to attach this phenomena to, they were able to experience it without either positive or negative reaction. This is acceptable to us. Questioner: how high? Inaudible. Hatonn: the craft of my brother was a larger craft than the one upon which we normally dwell. Although it is not as large as a carrier craft and does not have, inaudible, intergalactic capabilities. It could be, inaudible, to be. I am having difficulty transmitting numbers. I will transmit the size by means of comparison. This ship was approximately the size of more than one football field. It was about the level of atmosphere at the fringes of space. I am afraid I cannot tell you the specific distance. This instrument is having much difficulty receiving numbers. Questioner: was it more than 20 miles? Hatonn: it was at the place where there is no shield from radiation. Questioner: was there any meaning in the patterns inaudible? Hatonn: they were intended to be obvious and to indicate to you only that your brothers, intelligent, sentient, and very close to you, were sending greetings to you. Other than this, the movements were not symbolic, but was intended simply to be an obviously non-natural movement. We wish that we could indulge ourselves and express our great joy at all times in greeting each of you. We would do this more and more, my friends, for we feel very much joy at being able to share with you our understanding and our very existence in the Father's creation. We have not, however, found that this is possible, so must send our greetings, our love, and our aid to you from the creation to your creation by these ways and means, until such time that we can be true brothers and experience the joy of the Father's creation together in all its freedom. As to symbols, my friends, symbols are what you understand them to be. There are no arbitrary symbols. The true symbol is that which is most real, just as the sun is often a symbol. When the circle is seen as a symbol, the circle is a representation of the sun, and the sun is thought of as a beautiful example of the unity of the creation, the light and the love of the reality of the center of the universe. What you see as a symbol may mean this or that. The only importance in any symbol is that it points you toward your center and toward the center of the creation. And this can be done by any symbol, by any task, as long as you turn within. If you saw a symbol in our motion or in any other phenomena around you, then, my friends, turn within and allow that which is merely symbolic to become reality. Are there further questions? Questioner: is there normally physical inaudible? Hatonn: we were in a normal condition when you saw us. However, we have several normal conditions, only one of which is visible within this particular universe. We normally operate in another of our normal conditions due to the fact, as we said, it is not usually an acceptable thing to do to greet man on earth directly due to our possible infringing upon the free will of those upon planet Earth. Questioner: what is the probability of meeting with me if I were to sever inaudible and totally isolate inaudible? Hatonn: we are not able to say. It would be necessary for you to simply attempt such a thing. There are many inaudible, which cannot be evaluated upon supposition, promises, or hope. There are many things that you cannot know until they have been experienced. It is very rare that each question of such an articulated desire come into being correctly. However, it has been done. We cannot speak nor be doubtful, for we do not know how these inaudible will be settled for any particular situation. You are, of course, aware that you are attempting to meet yourself. This may be of some help to you in preparation for such a successful confrontation. Questioner: could you expand inaudible? Hatonn: my friends, it is all too often that it is thought of man on earth that we of the teaching realm are some extremely wise and distant and almost godlike beings. Others picture us as somewhat overbearing and clever, inaudible, who are the advanced representatives of an invading civilization. We know these things, my friends. We know them all too well. They do not grieve us unnecessarily. We are aware of the difficulty which the heavy illusion of earth gives even to the most earnest seeker. But, my friends, we are not distant, wise men, nor are we advanced representatives and diplomats. We are you, and you are we. If you can understand that, you have not met any who is not you. Then you can begin to understand that when you meet us, you will be meeting yourself. The infinite progression of this understanding is at the heart of the ability to say, as you approach the level of spiritual seeking at which you will graduate into a higher level of understanding, you become more able to see that you are meeting yourself. Without this understanding, you will never be able to meet us. But in order to obtain this understanding, it is necessary to meet each individual that you meet with the love, the infinite compassion, and understanding with which you would meet yourself. It is an extremely freeing type of realization for my friends, for in actuality, it is fairly easy to meet yourself. Concentrate then, as you meet others, upon meeting them in truth as completely whole and perfect individuals in the reality of yourself. Not yourself as a person, but yourself as the creation. We have said this in many different ways, my friends, but we observe that it is extremely easy for those of you who are seeking to concentrate very much upon an abstract mental state and to become somewhat lax about the delicacy and the excellence of his attitudes in regard to those of his own species which he meets every day. It is easier to speak of meditation than of service to those who, to you, do not seem to be very much like you. My friends, they are like you. In fact, they are you. And we are you, and you are we, and we are all the creation. As you begin to approach understanding and practice of this most difficult understanding, you become more capable of an actual meeting with us. It is not the only requirement, my friends. There are difficulties not only with yourself, but with each of those who are with you. There is difficulty that must be centered and dissipated, having to do with a unified feeling of any group so that all is completely as one within a group. If the group is to meet with us, we cannot specify the needs to be met. We cannot even give our opinion as to whether such a meeting would prove helpful, for this opinion would vary depending upon the group, the time, the place, and the understanding. However, we are with you, and it is a pleasure to be here. Have you further questions? Questioner: this is a question that you probably won't answer for the same reason that you may fear infringing upon the free will of the people. Inaudible. I have read from several different sources that the transition that the Earth will go through will be from mixed vibrations, will be somewhere in the neighborhood of 150 years. If this figure is anywhere near correct, the question is, will we possibly see this transition all the way through in this incarnation? Or will it be necessary that we reincarnate? Inaudible. Or can you answer this with a blanket statement? Inaudible. Hatonn, your understanding of the end of the cycle is not... Side 1 of the tape recording this session ends. We pick up on side 2 with Carla channeling Hatonn. The change from the physical state before the end of the cycle. Your ultimate destination is an individual matter, and a blanket statement cannot be made. It is advisable, in your experience, that you concentrate as you have been doing upon your spiritual journey, for you have managed to pull yourself very definitely off of the descent, inaudible, and into the right direction. You have chosen right, my friends. Each of you have. And whereas before it is entirely possible it would have been necessary for you to return for another cycle of learning, you have earned for yourself a strong chance of being part of the so-called graduation class. There is much awaiting you, my friends, and we call for you to join us. This is your opportunity. You are making use of it. My friends, continue, continue, and continue. You have much to do, I assure you. Have you other questions? In that case, my friends, I will leave you now, reminding you that we are here to aid you and serve you. If you wish our aid, our conditioning, or our thoughts, simply avail yourselves to us through meditation, for it is our privilege to be with you at any time you call for us. Please, my friends, remember that all is ultimately without being for intellectual expression, that all abides within love and light. Instead of allowing yourself to be washed away into intellectual, shallow waters, imagine yourself standing on the beach with the sun pouring down. Imagine how the gentle breezes calm you and cool you, and let the warm sun take any ache or pain from you. The love and the light of the infinite Father is like a beam of light and warmth of light. If you bask in it, my friends, there is the end to questions and the beginning of true comfort. Nevertheless, we are also aware that there are simple needs that those of planet Earth do have. We are aware that you need to grasp them with the feeling of your mind and to turn them over and over, and to this purpose we have trained channels of assistance so that when you have questions as you seek, you learn from a direct communication and ask those questions that cause you to wonder. We welcome your questions and we attempt to answer any question. I hope that I have been of service today. I and my brothers are most happy to have been with you. I leave you in the love and the light of our infinite Creator. I am Hatonn. Adonai Basu.